to another week here on Magic Mondays, the series where I take you around the Disneyland resort to sample and review every last eatery. Today we're going to be stopping at one of my favorite places to eat in the park, the Carnation Cafe, located on Main Street, USA. The fastest way to get there is to enter the park through the Western Archway, take your way up Main Street about halfway, directly across from Market House / Starbucks, you will see on the western side the Carnation Cafe. The Carnation Cafe features indoor and outdoor seating. It is an actual table service restaurant, which is the first one of these we will be reviewing on this channel, and it is famous for its fried pickles appetizer, which we will of course be ordering. So let's go take a look, shall we? Right, here we are. Hello! Hello! We're at Carnation. We're outside, which is nice. I've got the menu in front of me, which I'll take a photo of here in a second. Definitely gonna get some fried pickles because they're wonderful. And try some other stuff too. All right. I've got my order of fried pickles I'm very excited about. We're all gonna try them. Oh, no, you're not gonna try them. You don't like pickles.
No, I like the sweeter pickles. I'm not into dill pickles, but I will try a bite.
Okay.
I'll share with her.
Okay. All right. Maybe it's just me then. All right. Let's do this.
Well, if you like pickles, then it's very good.
Neither one of you are pickle fans, huh?
Not particularly. It was pretty good though, but it's fried. Anything fried is good.
I think the being fried, it cuts down on sour. Yeah. I still like my sweet gherkins more though.
I understand.
Pretty good.
Well, I love the fried pickles. And these are one of the more famous Disneyland treats too,
Yeah,
so.
they're pretty good. Yeah. Glad that I tried it.
So we have a cherry malt, which I'm hearing only great things about. And I got a root beer float, which I'm really excited about. I haven't tried it yet. But we're good things?
Yeah, I need to document this. It's so good.
All right.
Yeah, I stole a few buys. It's actually a really nice, not artificial cherry flavor.
Reminds me of something from my childhood, but I don't know what.
All right. I'm gonna try some. I'm really excited about this. Now I don't think my root beer float's gonna like compare. All right. I have now tried them all, and it was really stupid good, like ridiculously good. Cherry malt at Carnation Cafe. It's a winner. Winner chicken dinner. I'll just sit here with my only really good root beer float.
If there was an actual proper
Ice cream shot?
parlor, this would be like perfect.
So good.
I'm not wild about the whipped cream. Really?
Is it from a can though? Like,
Yes.
I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
definitely like.
Whipped cream is whipped cream, and all whipped cream is good in my opinion.
No, I only like it if it's literally like whipping cream with some vanilla and sugar in the mixer. I don't like the aerosol stuff. The ready whip.
Yeah, if it was real whipped cream, it'd be better.
Yeah, I'm very much a whipped cream snob. But God, I'm glad you. But yeah, oh, that malt is crazy good.
You can always get one with chocolate.
I'm thinking about it. Strongly considering it. That might be my ice cream for the day. Because this doesn't count. This is my beverage. All right, we're on round 2 of the malt now, because the first one was so good. Now we're doing a chocolate cherry malt. I'm gonna hand the whipped cream over to you, because I don't like it. I'm gonna try this delicious. And then our food showed up. So I got the fried chicken. What did you get? Shrimp something. We'll look at the menu later.
I don't know.
And what did you get?
I got the sourdough bacon cheese milk.
Okay, we're gonna dig in, see how we like them. It occurred to me after I ordered that I should have gotten something different because I've had this before and I already know that I like it. Oh well. Thank you for dealing with that pesky whipped cream for me. How's your shrimp?
I haven't tried the extra shrimp.
Oh, okay. Have your try.
Thank you.
You are getting so many compliments, so much attention.
One more shrimp now.
You're gonna have to come back for all the Dapper Days now.
The shrimp is pretty good.
Yeah.
Their soy salad is pretty standard though. It's like a salad.
Alright. Will lettuce taste like lettuce?
Yeah, exactly. Which is a good thing, I suppose.
Yeah.
How's yours?
That's good. I'm so hungry. I just like gonna devour it. I do wish they would put more of the gravy with it because I would like. I'm the kind of person that would like smother my mashed potatoes in the gravy, and then the vegetables, and then the bread. But they've only just put like just enough for the chicken. I'm like, oh right, fine.
Just enough to tease you.
I don't think I knew exactly how hungry I was until the food had already arrived. I'm really hungry.
Oh, if you want it.
All right, sure. Yours is better than mine. I'll drink yours.
Cool. Neapolitan action there.
All right. I was very hungry and now I'm full.
Ready for midday nap.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so now that we've filled ourselves up on delicious food and malts from Carnation, let's take a look at how it measures up. First criterion, the service. I have never had a bad service experience at Carnation Cafe. A lovely restaurant, run by lovely people. It is best to get a reservation there if you can, because they're very busy all the time. I have yet to try breakfast there, which, as I understand it, is something that a lot of people do and like, and it has a slightly different menu. I'm usually there for lunch and or dinner, and I always kind of get the same thing. Servers are really, really friendly. They know what they're doing. They're really quick to give you recommendations if you ask them. They know the food, and they know what's best on the menu. I'm going to go ahead and give the service at Carnation Cafe a 4 stars out of 5, because they really do put in a lot of effort to make your experience there as magical as they can. Now for the atmosphere. Carnation Cafe is adorable, and it has that same turn of the 20th century vibe that a lot of Main Street USA has, which I thoroughly enjoy. I do like the indoor seating better than the outdoor seating because there is more sort of noticeable, obvious decor inside the restaurant, but seating is kind of limited. Carnation is not a huge place, and you don't always end up inside. Outside's fine too. In fact, it's nice sometimes because if you plan your meal right, you might be dining during one of the parades, and then you have a great spot to watch the parade from while you're eating your food, which is pretty awesome. That being said, I am not a native Californian and I do not prefer hot weather. All of the outdoor tables do have umbrellas, so you are in the shade, but even so, it's hot outside and I prefer myself some tepid temperatures. So I always prefer to eat indoors at Carnation because it's prettier and because it's more acclimatized for me. So Carnation Cafe atmosphere for me kind of varies. If you're indoors, it's a really strong 4 stars for atmosphere because it is so cute and just so enjoyable. And if you're outdoors, I'm kind of inclined to bump it down to a 3 just because, again, it's noisier outside, it's hotter outside, but it's still lovely, it's still nice looking, and again, you can occasionally watch a parade while you are eating, so that's pretty great. I am going to give it an overall 4 stars for the atmosphere because I don't think it's fair to knock it for having indoor and outdoor seating. I think that's a great option available. Strong 4 stars, strong 4 stars for the atmosphere. Great job. Price point. Carnation Cafe is one of the cheaper sit-down restaurants in the parks. It's still Disneyland prices, so don't get too excited, but as far as actual table service restaurants go, it is one of the cheapest. I think you'll find, if you look at the menu or if you go there and order and eat, you will understand why it is one of the cheapest. It is not a fancy joint. That's okay. Like, it is wonderful for what it is. The food, I think, is absolutely worth its cost. The food is delicious. It's great food. It may not be, gourmet, fine wines and cheeses food, but it's really, really delicious. And I have never left there sad. I have never left there disappointed in what I've ordered or thinking that I spent too much on what I ordered. So for the price point, I'm going to give it, I'm going to give that a 4 stars too. I'm not trying to be overly generous, but I really feel like it's above average. 3 stars is average, and this is above average. I feel very contented with what I pay versus what I get at Carnation Cafe, whereas a lot of places, average is kind of still overpriced because it's Disneyland and you're like, all right, I know that I'm getting the mouse markup, whatever. But Carnation Cafe, I never feel like, oh, this is cheap for Disneyland. I feel like, oh, absolutely worthwhile price for what I'm getting. So 4 stars for the price point. Now, finally, we have the food. As you can probably guess, I really like the food at Carnation Cafe. If I were rating this place on the fried pickles alone, I would give it a 5 stars out of 5 because those fried pickles are delicious, they're genius. I don't know who thought of them, but I wish every place in the country that had fried food served fried pickles because they're wonderful. And it probably doesn't seem that way because I, unbeknownst to myself, went into that restaurant with 2 non-pickle eaters with me, so they weren't as thrilled about them as I was. But if you like pickles, you are going to love these. And if you don't like pickles like they don't, you're still probably going to think that they're okay. But I'm not just basing my rating here on the fried pickles alone. We ordered 3 different entrees. We had several different beverages. I do think that their food is really delicious. It's kind of simple, and I know for my dish at least, not everything on the plate is a winner. The fried chicken, which is my favorite part of it, which is wonderful. There's the vegetables, which are unfortunately sort of an assortment of vegetables that aren't really my favorite, but I still like them. They're just fine. And then there are the potatoes, and I wish that there was more sauce. I wish that there was more gravy, because I would just be smothering my potatoes and my vegetables in the gravy, and there's really only enough to cover the chicken. But that being said, the food that is available is delicious. I love those fried pickles. I really enjoy my fried chicken. I really liked my root beer float. I really loved the cherry malt, and we liked the other things we tried there too. I bounce between a 3 and a 4 stars for the overall service. I want to give it 4 stars. I really want to, because I found 1 or 2 things on the Carnation Cafe menu that I love, that I order every time I go there, and I'm really happy with them. But then, the other options on the menu are, maybe not necessarily big hits, or the menu itself is not as fancy as the restaurant makes itself out to look. It is kind of diner fare, but it's really delicious diner fare. So I am gonna give it a 3 out of 5 stars for the food. Again, if it was just based on the pickles alone, this would be an absolute 5 stars, but I feel like, as delicious as a couple things are on their menu that I go back there for time and time and time again, the overall menu itself could have more options. It could be brought up a little bit. The quality could be brought up a little bit more. It's not quite where it could be, I guess, is where I'm going with this. The food is almost there, and it has, and I keep saying this, but it has 1 or 2 really big, really strong big hits, but then the rest of it is just fine. And I think if they really wanted to make it a 4 out of 5 stars for the food, they could come up with a little bit more. There are some ways that they could just add to what is there. So overall, that brings us to a 3 3/4 star out of 5 rating. I'm going to go ahead and bump it up to a 4 because I love it so much. Carnation Cafe is a great place to go. It is again, among the cheapest of the sit-down restaurants in the parks, and you get what you pay for. You absolutely get what you pay for. The food is great. You know, it's not as great as the food at some of the expensive restaurants, but it's also not as expensive as the food at the expensive restaurants, and I think you absolutely are getting a really good meal at a good value at the Carnation Cafe. And Carnation Cafe is a sit-down restaurant, so they do accept the annual pass holder discounts. Once again, great place, one of my favorites. I go there all the time, and I recommend that you try it out if you're there, especially because it is one of the restaurants that is easiest to get a reservation to, because I think a lot of people overlook it. It doesn't seem quite as big a deal or quite as fancy, and it's one of the first places you pass by on your way into the park, so you don't necessarily think about it too hard, because there are other places further down the line that stand out more. But it's, if you're in the know about Carnation Cafe, it's a great place to have on your roster. So Carnation Cafe, 4 stars out of 5, definitely. I love it. I hope you love it too. Let me know what your favorite thing to order on the Carnation Cafe menu is, or if you have had breakfast there, let me know how it compares to the lunch and dinner menu in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a big ol' thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Come back tomorrow for Tokyo Tuesday. I cannot wait to see what Blaze has cooked up for you guys. I'm sure it's going to be great. And if you want to hear more from either one of us, or from Magic Meals as a whole on social media, check us out. We've got links in the description box below. And I will see you guys next week for some more Monday Magic.